Well, hello everybody. This is Jason, the Big JT. Here I am doing a video. I haven't done one in a really long time. I recognize that. I'm sorry, everybody. I actually recorded one a little bit ago. I just never uploaded it because the upload times where I was living is terrible. As you can tell, I am in a new room. This is our new place. Me and my wife finally got our own apartment in Green Bay, Wisconsin. If you know me, you're more than welcome to come visit us. Please warn us before you come. A lot of things have been going on in my life. A lot of things, actually. I no longer work in Manitowoc. I did quit that job in, late January, early February. My last weekend was first weekend of February. Excuse me, I need to take a Marco Rubio here. Yeah, that's a drink of water for those you don't know. Yes, my water is a little bit yellow. Well, you can't really tell on the video, but I can't drink normal water. I have to have some flavor in it, so I got flavor pack in my water. It's citrus flavory, yummy. So anyway, no longer work at the radio station Manitowoc. Quit that a couple months ago now. Was doing some internet radio station work. It was a Christian rock radio station, really right down my alley. I enjoyed it immensely. I loved doing that. It was a great time. But the listenership apparently was never there, or it was kind of steady, but it wasn't enough. So they decided to change formats, and I decided not to go on board with that, which is, it is what it is. It was a great blessing while it was there. Got some really great experience doing it. Had a lot of fun doing it, but it is what it is. So now I'm jobless. I'm just sitting here playing Minecraft and Magic and looking at D&D and all that other stuff. And looking for jobs, applying for deferment on my student loans still. And, I'll be frankly honest. I'm dealing with a little bit of hopelessness right now. I'm in limbo right now with a local radio station. He said they're changing formats a little bit. So what that means is, they're not changing formats. They're making some changes the way they do things. What I was told, maybe they're going to expand the staff. Maybe they're going to put me on, which would be amazing. But I don't, we'll see what happens. I'm still kind of in limbo there and still waiting to hear back from the general manager over there. So we're going to see what's going on. But with this all going on, I've been dealing with some heart issues. I've been dealing with a lot of things going on in my personal life, a lot of things in my church life. We just found a new church here in Green Bay, LifeBridge Christian Church. Amazing group of people over there. They've been accepting me and my wife with open arms. So it's been an incredible thing there. And it was the first week we found that church, which was crazy. So I enjoyed that. But I just want to talk about some hopelessness, because I know what that feels like. I've been dealing with that for almost 2 years now. And it's been difficult when I know what I want. I tasted what I want to do with the rest of my life. I tasted what God had for me at Tacoma Falls College with WTXR. I tasted it, and I wanted more of it. I applied at a couple of places. There was a place right out of college I applied at. I think it was in like Amarillo or San Antonio. I don't remember which one. But it was in Texas. There was a station that was geared toward the youth that they're going to start up down there. And I was dealing with somebody, and I was for program director, which I was coming out of college. I shouldn't have done that. But, it is what it is. So I was talking with the guy about that for a while. They handed off to hiring someone else, never heard back. Found out later on the station was getting sued because here was going on. There's a Christian radio, or actually 2 Christian radio networks owned by a parent company called K-Love and Air One. This radio station was calling themselves, what was it called? Air Love, I think they're calling themselves. So, yeah, they got sued. They were insanely getting sued. That's probably why I never heard back from them, because they're in the middle of getting sued. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that ever got resolved, but I never heard back from them again. It's okay. That was 2 years ago. And so I've been kind of in, floating between and trying to find something to do, man. I want to do something in my field, but I know that that's getting more and more difficult. And that's where I've been at lately the past several months, is I've been worried that I don't know if I'll be able to find something in my field at this point. And I was thinking about giving up recently. I was thinking about giving the whole thing up and, I don't know, shepherding or something. I don't know if anyone needs a shepherd anywhere nearby, but I probably couldn't do it anyway because I'm about $3.50. So earlier this week, I was listening to Pandora, which, you know, I know I shouldn't be because I'm a radio guy, and I probably should hate Pandora, but I find I can't. Here's why. It plays the music that I tell it to play. So I've been listening to a lot of good stuff lately, like Decipher Down and Demon Hunter, Flat 56, all this music that I don't own right now, which I'll probably be hopefully owning soon. I love music. I mean, and I'll talk about that some other time, maybe. A couple bands came up on there. A couple bands I've forgotten about. Modern Day John, they've been broke up for almost 10 years now. Modern Day John was one of them. Strange Occurrence was another one that I really loved back in the day. There was also Jonah 33. So all these bands came up on my playlist, and I'm like, gosh, I remember that stuff. Why do I remember that stuff? And I remember back in 2004 when I got saved, I started listening to WRGX out of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. And that had a profound impact on my faith. So I was remembering that over the last couple nights now. You know, and just when you think about giving up, God shows up. Just when you think about giving up what God has for you, He shows up. And I was severely reminded about why I wanted to go into radio and why I want to go into youth radio especially. Because, you know, I remember being in high school and post-high school, not having any hope, not having any vision. Now I do. You know, I didn't have vision until I was 25, 26, 27 years old. I didn't go to college until I was 27 years old, you know, and I didn't get married until I was 31. I don't want any other of the youth walking around without that hope, without knowing that there's hope out there for them. Excuse me a moment. Somebody must be cutting onions in here. But earlier today, God said, go open my word. And I prayed, you know, God, show me something in your word, whatever it is you're going to show me. And I just opened the Bible up to I just randomly open the Bible. I do that once in a while. Psalm 107. I'm just going to start in verse 18. They loathed all food and drew near the gates of death. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and He saved them from their distress. He sent forth His word and healed them. He rescued them from the grave. Let them give thanks to the Lord for His unfailing love and His wonderful deeds for men. Let them sacrifice thank offerings and tell of His works with songs of joy. Others went out in the sea in ships. They are merchants on the mighty waters. They saw the works of the Lord, His wonderful deeds in the deep. For He spoke and stirred up a tempest that lifted. Excuse me. Another Marco Rubio here. That was a good one. Let me start back at verse 25. For He spoke and stirred up a tempest that lifted high the waves. They mounted up to the heavens and went down to the depths. In their peril, their courage melted away. They reeled and staggered like drunken men. They were at their wits' end. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and He brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper. The waves of the sea were hushed. They were glad when it grew calm, and He guided them to their desired haven. Let them give thanks to the Lord for His unfailing love and His wonderful deeds for men. Let them exalt Him in the assembly of their people and praise Him in the council of the elders. He turned rivers into a desert, flowing springs into the thirsty ground, and fruitful land into a salt waste. Because of the wickedness of those who live there, He turned the desert into pools of water, and the parched ground into flowing springs. Then He brought the hungry to live, and they found a city where they could settle. They sowed fields and planted vineyards, and that yielded a fruitful harvest. He blessed them, and their numbers greatly increased, and He did not let their herds diminish. Then their numbers decreased. They were humbled by oppression, calamity, and sorrow. He who pours contempt on nobles made them wander in a trackless waste. But He lifted the needy out of their affliction and increased their families like flocks. The upright see and rejoice, but all the wicked shut their mouths. Whoever is wise, let them heed these things and consider the great love of the Lord. I'm in a place right now where I'm crying out to God for something, for anything at this point, and I know He hears me, and He's saying He hears me. I don't know what that's going to mean. You know, I'm still obviously underemployed. Actually, I'm unemployed technically. But you know, He hears me, and He hears you. If you need hope, turn to the Lord for guidance, for hope, for love, for grace, because that grace is always behind you. It always abounds because God loves you. Turn away from whatever it is you're going through because He knows what you're going through, my friends. So that's it for me, Big JT, Tales of the Underemployed. Hopefully I'll be making more of these soon and talking more because I only have 10 minutes and I got 5 seconds left. Have a great day. God bless you.